First of all, I'm going to pin. Now, because I'm right-handed, I go down the left-hand side, across the bottom and up the top. This is for a channel zip. I've placed the zip with my plenty of seam allowance at the top, and I want to cover the puller, and I shall put a pin in, and then the fold of the fabric here goes right down the middle of the teeth. You don't have to be too close, as basically as long as it's neat and straight. Wobbly zip looks very unprofessional. So, on that side. I mean, you can tack this, but I don't want to do that. If you're not very confident, perhaps tack it. But if you put enough pins in, pins act as an incredibly good stabiliser. So I want to make sure that's closed at the top. And just let the tape go the way it wants to. Don't try and force it closed, because that will alter the shape. So the tape sort of goes off to an angle. Okay, that's good. Now I'll sew it. Now I'm going to start sewing the zip. One little tip is to undo the puller for a couple of inches, and this stops the bulk of the head of the puller pushing the needle out, and thus creating quite a wobbly seam at the top. Take the next pin out. Now leave the needle in, take your foot off and do the zip up. You have to sort of squeeze it past, and then you can carry on. If you didn't do that, you'd eventually come to your zip and end up pushing the needle out and making an ugly stitch. When I get near to a sort of more intricate part, I quite often use the hand wheel, and like here I'm going to sew across by hand. Just move the wheel by hand and count the stitches as I go, so I get the same amount each side. Turn it round, put down, pin out, go. So leave the needle in, leave the needle down, foot off the pedal, sewing foot up, push that down, past, so it's down here, foot down, keeping your stitching nice and straight. Have an eye that you can see the line of it, don't suddenly wobble off. And then continue. Take the last pin out whilst holding the tape underneath. And that's it. Perfect zip, covering the teeth. I've decided to put a zip guard on. This helps the smooth running of the waistband, and also it just makes it look a lot neater on the inside. So the zip guard is just a rectangular piece of cloth folded in half and neatened on two sides. Now the unneatened side goes to the top, and what I'm going to do, I'll undo the zip, and it goes on the side that's going to be towards the back, and it basically covers the zip like that. So it's flush at the top where the waistband goes, and covers the zip at the bottom. And try and stitch it. Try and incorporate the tape on the zip. I can feel the tape with my fingers. So I'm back from the stitching that stitched the zip on. There's still plenty of tape left, and it will make it look very neat. And that's how it looks. That's how it looks from the wrong side. On the right side, when you open up, you have a guard, and the waistband runs all the way around. And you can hand stitch, just catch it in here, or do a little machine stitch at the bottom to stop it flapping. And that's that basically.